Hey, I'm Chris with How to Politics. You know what really cracks me up about Trump is how much of this is just cosplay for him. Like how much he loves to play pretend at the presidency. You see this with his tariffs. He said that he loves it when people come and kiss his ass because he put the tariffs on them and they want an exception from him. Like you see this in his social media posts. He says, ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth, all caps, to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the law, blah, blah, blah. Like, herewith ordered, like on social media, like he's taking himself so much more seriously. It's a ridiculous show. The thing about Trump is he takes advantage of different standards that the media and society hold Republicans and Democrats to. You could imagine the media would cry so hard if a Democrat went out and said something like, Republicans are sick of mind, hate our country, and actually want to destroy our cities. There is something wrong with them. But of course, the left doesn't say that about the right. That's just something the right gets to say about the left with impunity. Just another day of the president embarrassing the United States. The thing is, his silly play pretend belies real dangers that are posed by his policies. You got masked federal agents who are conducting arrests, snatching people off the streets, performing immigration raids, and handcuffing Democratic politicians with masks on. Why are they wearing masks? Maybe they know what they're doing is wrong, or at the very least unpopular, and they don't want to be identified doing it. This week's news saw yet another Democrat physically and violently handcuffed, taken into custody, arrested. So it's not just the president's political opponents who are getting the shit end of the stick. You also see immigration raids at workplaces that are separating kids from their parents. There's a guy in New York that was interviewed by a journalist who encapsulated the common response now to the people, the voters and the Trump apologists who bought the lie. They said only criminals, and now they're saying, well, they did come in illegally, so they are criminals. Hispanics or Latinos that voted for Trump, they didn't think he was going to go after kids. But this was inevitable. Tearing apart families and ripping into communities and shattering businesses and local economies was inevitable. Immigrants are far too enmeshed in daily life. They're our neighbors. They're the people who we work with. In other words, they are a part of the fabric of America. And you might say, but Chris, immigrants burden state budgets and the social safety net. A, no, they don't. B, a world where politicians won't tax their rich friends and then tell us that we don't have money for stuff. That takes balls. I'm just saying. Oh, you might say, but Chris, isn't it a publicity stunt when the Democrats go in with the cameras and they get arrested? So what? So what if it's a publicity stunt? Cops have to be professionals. They have to be professionals in a lot of situations with a lot of unruly criminals. The idea that an attention-seeking Democrat is as big a threat to an officer's professionalism as a criminal defendant who might be violent. It's just a ridiculous proposition. The cops have to be professionals. Anywho, this is just a daily reminder that you are not crazy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the president's immigration actions? What do you think about the protests? I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris with How to Politics.